They say that all good things must end.
Where's Tylee, Lori?
She's just a really brilliant, creative girl who deserved a chance.
Please, for God's sake, step up, call authorities.
And you feel for that family, hoping and praying that JJ, whose 7 and 17-year-old Tylee will be found. And any day now, the so-called Doomsday mom's going to be back in Idaho to face charges. Lori Vallow Daybill still behind bars, accused of abandoning her 2 kids. And Lori is not helping police find them. And now new revelations. The son of her dead 4th husband is speaking out, angry how Lori told him his dad was gone. We remember back in July, Charles Vallow shot and killed by Lori's brother. It's an unthinkable tragedy. But check out Lori's demeanor again. Her brother has just killed her husband.
We just moved in here.
Gotcha. How long have you lived here?
Like 3 weeks.
Oh, geez. Yeah, okay.
That's why the neighbors don't know us.
Gotcha.
Like, hi, neighbor, sorry.
Sorry, neighbors. After that, Lori doesn't tell Charles' sons their dad is dead. No, she allegedly is throwing some pool party so loud that neighbors were complaining. Unbelievable stuff. Let's bring in, he's the author of the book Combating Cult Mind Control. He's a cult expert. He was in and out of a cult. His name's Steve Hassan. Good to have him back providing expertise. Also with us by phone, reporter, EastIdahoNews.com, Eric Grossarth. And Eric, I'll start with you. Again, you guys spoke to one of Charles' sons, and you just flabbergasted as you listen to how Lori's handled things with them after their dad was shot and killed. How's he doing? I'm sure he's still grieving the loss of his dad.
He told us that he still hasn't had time to process the grief of what has happened. I mean, it's been several months since his dad was shot, but the way he found out was through a text message. And initially, he wasn't even told that his dad was shot and killed. His mother, Lori Vallow, sent these text messages that we obtained that the dad was shot, Charles was shot, and she was waiting for the medical examiner to tell her why. But that, of course, is not what we've learned, that she actually knew early on that he was shot and killed.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, it took her 36 hours to tell them. And again, it's not a phone call, it's a text message. So we have had a chance to take a look at some of these text message exchanges. So let's let you look and listen as well. So there's the exchange as read by our HLN producers.
Hi, boys. I have very sad news. Your dad passed away yesterday. I'm working on making arrangements, and I'll keep you informed with what's going on. I'm still not sure how to handle things. Just want you to know that I love you, and so did your dad.
Lori, what happened? Where is he? And what happened?
I'll call you when I can, bub. He is here in Arizona.
Where in Arizona? When did this all happen? How's JJ doing? What funeral home is he at? Lori, what the f happened? You can't just tell us dad died and disappear. You're not too busy to just let us know he died and disappear. Lori, it's been 3 hours. You're not that busy. I don't care what you're doing.
I'm sorry you were so upset. I'm so upset too. I'm trying to get JJ ready for bed. I'm waiting to hear back from the medical examiner to make sense out of all of this myself. Please be patient with me. It's a crushing situation all around. I'm still trying to process it too, and what it means for JJ.
So much there. One of them is, Eric, I mean, isn't she lying? What do you mean medical examiner? She was there when her husband was shot and killed. She knows what happened.
Yeah, she came back to the house at some point. It's not exactly clear where she was when he was shot. She told officers that she was in the kitchen. Her brother said that she was out in the front yard loading up the kids in the car. So she likely heard the gunshots go off that shot and killed Charles. But she tells her son, that we're calling Steve, that he was at the medical examiner, and she's still trying to hear more from him to process what happened. Kind of like earlier, saying that it was some sort of natural death, we can assume that she's still trying to figure out why he died.
Yeah, let's bring in Steve. Steve, what do you make of this? Number one, that doesn't even have the decency to call his sons. She seems, she's not telling the truth, what it sounds like. Does her doomsday thinking and her view of death have something to do with this?
It's totally bizarre, obviously, and from the information I've had in the past on this case, it seemed like she had fallen under the undue influence of Chad. And so my thesis, in terms of my comments, is that she has been brainwashed or indoctrinated into this alternate belief system, and she's doing what she's been told the spirits are directing them to do.
No, that makes sense in a lot of ways. When we're trying to make sense of this, you're like, what is her mindset? And I think you've kind of peeled back a layer here or two for us. Let's listen to another text message exchange. This is days later that we know of. She still has not called them, not given an explanation. Here's the back and forth again, read by our HLN producers.
Okay, Lori, it's been 3 days. You let us know our father passed away over a text message. 3 days, and we haven't heard from anyone. He was our dad, and we loved him very much. We deserve answers. Also, why have you been the only one to contact us? We haven't heard from Colby or Tylee. I know they are affected too. I called Colby recently too, but he didn't answer. Is JJ safe, and what does he know? I need to be kept in the loop about this all. This isn't a nonchalant topic you can just throw a text at and be done with it.
My plan is to have him cremated as he wished, and then take all 5 of you kids to Hawaii to spread his ashes. He did not want a funeral. He wants a celebration of his life. I've been overwhelmed, but I am going to try to start these arrangements today. JJ is doing good, but he does not know his daddy is gone. It's so tough because he doesn't really understand.
All right, Eric, clear it up for us. Was there ever a funeral, a memorial? Did she ever tell the kids the truth of what happened?
So there was later a memorial service held. Lori did not go to this memorial service. The grandparents of JJ, the Woodcocks, wanted JJ at the memorial service, and Lori would not respond and did not let JJ attend this memorial service that happened later on. So, yes, there was the memorial service, but Lori was not there.
Wow. All right, we'll keep delving into that. Also this, again, you guys at EastIdahoNews.com done a great job. You actually spoke to some people who were really shared Lori and Chad's beliefs, really concerning an obsession with the end of days. We know that Chad has written books about that he has a special connection with the spirit world. And from what we gather, he's written about that to the point where he can tell people what's going to happen at the end. So that's the backdrop. You're going to listen to, this is part of an interview with someone who didn't want to give her name, wants to be known as Jessica. What were her impressions? Again, she's in on this thinking, and now she meets the great Chad Daybell. Here's that.
Yukon North was going to be a city of light and a city of refuge, and a place for the saints and the faithful to gather and be protected from the calamities that come as things kind of fall apart.
Which, from what we understand, is a belief that Chad Daybell has, that Rexburg is kind of a chosen land,
yes.
And that's why he brought his family up here in 2015, around this time.
Yes.
Chad, though, was obviously well respected.
Oh, he was idolized.
Steve, how about that? He's idolized. Is this simply these people are obsessed with the end? Chad has a knowledge of the end, so he's idolized. Is that our equation here?
Yeah, and this belief system that knowledge is coming from the spirit world and that they have the power to keep away demons and satanic spirits and such, that throws any type of reality testing out the window and makes a dependency. So there's this black and white, all or nothing thinking. The idea of stocking food, okay, if there's some disruption in the social system, but going out to canvas tents, if there's a disrupt, why not stay in your house? It makes no sense at all. However, from a mind control cult point of view, if you get people to spend large amounts of money and invest in behaviors that are so out of the normal, it's going to make them believe stronger, more strongly, and be more dependent.
Yeah, Steve, as you were talking, we were showing some of the pictures there because this Jessica spent $15,000 to $20,000 to buy supplies, charcoal. There it is for the end. Is that it? Is preparation equal obedience in this way of thinking?
So it's all fear-based phobia indoctrination, that the end is coming, that the spirits are coming, and yes, cognitive dissonance, which is an important psychological concept, says basically if you do an extreme belief, extreme behavior, you get an extreme belief and a rationalization and a feeling that goes along with that. So it's a way of incrementally directing people to become more and more inclusive, following a totalistic leader and a totalistic belief system that alienates you from the rest of the world and any critical thinking.
Yeah, you know, because that's what we gather, the part of this is the path to the end is going to be littered with people who do not believe. So we're peeling back the layers for you on this bizarre story. As always, our thanks to Steve and Eric and the folks there at EastIdahoNews.com. We'll keep covering it. Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate it. Well, it was a crime that shocked the city of Melbourne, Florida. A woman stabs her own father nearly 70 times, some of the wounds with an arrow. Then she leads police on a high-speed chase wearing nothing but her underwear. Well, her punishment was announced yesterday. Here's our affiliate, WESH.
Amber Maltese was smiling at family members today, but 5 years ago tomorrow, she had a different look in her eye.
I seen that look in her eye, and boy, I grabbed my phone, I went in and locked the door.
That was the day in a Melbourne apartment complex that police say Maltese stabbed her father 69 times with arrows, a knife, and a picture frame, leaving her own signature in a bloody handprint on the wall. Moments later, police say she intentionally rammed a police car whose driver had no idea of the stabbing and headed down I-95. That ramming made her no friends at the end of the chase as she surrendered wearing only her underwear.
Ms. Maltese, how do you wish to plea? No contest.
After 5 years of legal maneuvering involving her mental illness, Maltese today agreed to a plea to